Hi, everyone. This is Tommi Vincent, your host of In Her Words podcast. And today we have joining us at the table, the one and only Odessa
Yes.
Jenkins.
What's good? How are you? Yeah.
I am wonderful. Now, before I even just start getting into some of what I know about you based off of the remarkable, phenomenal things that you're doing in your space, can you share with us, in your own words, who is Odessa?
Ooh, really good way to start this. I knew you was good, Tommi, but goodness. I'm a girl from Watts, I'm my mama's baby. I think at the core of me, I'm all the things that I was as a little girl. I'm a person who wants to lead. Like, that has always been the thing. I'm a person who really cares about people. Bringing people together is my thing, and getting the best out of them. I'm a lover. I love people. I love deeply, I love heavily. I'm willing to deal with the pain of love. That's who I am. I'm a coach. I'm a learner. I'm a child of God, but yeah, that's who I am.
Mm-hmm. So in the process of you understanding these aspects of who you are, you have some dreams. You had some dreams, because I would, based off of what you've been able to accomplish, your dream is unfolding before your eyes. And while we always know we have greater desire and we want more, every step forward towards that thing, it fuels us to keep going. So at this point, you're the founder of the Women's National Football Conference, WNFC.
Yep.
So I know that that's not something that was birthed out of nothing. Where did that come from?
Football was my first love, really. When I started playing sports as a little girl in LA, I was playing around with my brothers and cousins in the street, always the only girl. And football was the sport it was the first thing we did. We went out there and, you could pick your sport, your basketball, your football. It was football. We played in the street, we played at the school, whatever. And so as they went off to kind of do football in high school and junior high school, I wanted to do the same. And right up until about the 8th grade, the boys started getting bigger than me. They started getting a little faster. I was like, wait a minute. I'm strong as I used to be out here. And so I, really, my coach in the 8th grade said, hey, you need to pick a girl's sport because this is not for girls. And I was, all right, that's cool. I believed him. And so I went and played basketball, played Division I basketball. But from high school to college, basketball was, I focused in. I know how to dial in. But as soon as I was done with college, I went looking for football, looking for what I loved to do. And I didn't see anything around me that was available. But that was the moment when I found out there were so many amateur leagues of women playing other women in football. And I'm like, what? How could I not? Yeah, just the same way everybody else is probably going to react, women play football, right? I was having that reaction. But
tackle football.
Tackle football.
Yes.
And so I got to a point where I'm like, I got to start playing again, especially if there are women out here playing. And I was at my athletic prime. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And I started playing for an amateur league because I relocated from LA to Dallas. And that's when I realized, wait a minute, this isn't just something people go and do on the weekends. There's a whole community around women's tackle football that I never knew existed. And once I found that out, I started playing and I realized I'm a pretty good player. Won some championships and that kind of stuff. And after I was done really figuring out my life as a player, I started in technology and started with some startup businesses and learned how business worked. I started to think why isn't this a business, like the business of the NFL or the business of my other minor leagues, the XFL, the USFL, things that I'm like, why don't women have that? Yeah. And that's what got me to this journey.
Mm-hmm. So now I've had the opportunity to talk to other women in football, and where men have the opportunity to pursue this dream and receive compensation. And you know, in order to be an elite athlete, it requires elite training. So it is, you know, if you have a job because you're not receiving compensation to play the sport, that means you have to work in your daily schedule, rigorous training. Then you got to work so you can earn some bread, so you can provide for yourself. And then you're participating in a thing that you love. What are some ways that we can make some strides in this area so that women are being compensated? Because to your point, it is a business.
It is.
And there are people, there are businesses, there are corporations that can greatly benefit from, you know, saying we believe in this and we want to support this effort for women's tackle football.
I love that you're asking that, because this is how it all started for me. It was 2017. I was 11 years into my career, and I got the Bill Walsh Diversity Internship. I was one of the first women to go into the NFL with my sisters, and I was in the Atlanta Falcons locker room with Devontae Freeman, and he was about to sign the largest running back contract in the history of the league. And I was the top running back in women's football. And so I'm in the running back room, I'm coach, and he's talking to me, and we vibe because we're just backs. And he's like, yo, I'm about to go get a hoodie, coach. You want something? And I'm like, go get a hoodie? He's like, I'm going to go get a hoodie. Like, I can get anything I want. And I'm like, it didn't register to me. I'm 11 years in my career, and a tear start welling in my, now I'm in a locker room. I'm coach. I'm 7 weeks in. I'm just getting my respect. You know what I mean? Raheem Morris got me on the board. Like, I'm good. I'm bringing the juice every day, and I'm in here with a tear. But Free knew, like, we looked at each other, and he's like, I get what that's about, you know? And that was the moment I realized I was emotional, because I was at the top of the sport as a woman, and he was at the top of the sport as a man in tackle, and no one had ever give me anything. Like, not a hoodie, nothing for free. I had to pay for everything. And that was how the WNFC was born. And I go back to that story before I answer that question, because there's a strategy about this. It is a business. What has been missing in tackle football is one, business strategy. I run a corporation. I run a for-profit entity. Marketing, branding, funding, production, all of these things that make a league valuable to brands, that's what we started with. And that's never happened in women's tackle football. And I think that strategy is working. The more sponsors that come in, you know, we're about to sign our first network TV deal.
Yes,
Shout out, I can't really say what it is, but I would have loved to break that on here. But yeah, we're about to sign our first network TV deal. But you need those things. So what do you need? You need a chance.
Yeah.
Women get 4% of coverage of sports in the world, but we're 49% of participants. So if you're asking me what this league needs sponsorships. We're 65% in women of color. These women work. I can tell a story that no other league can tell. My Mike linebacker, it has her PhD from MIT. You understand? Like, these are things that brands say they want today.
Yeah.
They want to be real. They want to be diverse and equitable and inclusive. Well, this is it. This is a league that you can get behind, right? So if you want to understand, we need funding, right? I'm raising a seed round of capital. That's going to be first time in the history of women's tackle football that's been done. But otherwise, brands that want to speak for women and for those who are fighting for what they love and will work for what they love, they need to holler at me.
Yes. So I want to talk about, because your story talked about you being the number one running back in women's tackle football. So let me just run off of some of your accolades here, because I want when people
you about
hear
to run
that,
it down like
I'm
Jay-Z?
running it down,
Okay,
because listen, I want people to know that you're not just talking.
Yes.
So you're a Hall of Famer, 7-time national champion, 2-time USA football team captain, and a 3-time Team USA gold medalist.
Yes, ma'am.
So you are decorated, you're knowledgeable, you have this business acumen, and you are putting together, something is already together. So this is not a product that you're looking to be developed, or it is a product that is in play, and you just need someone to say, we believe in what you're doing, and we are willing to come to the table and partner with you so that you can do this, which you know is proven and true to be successful.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm working on a tech startups model, right? Our business is the kind of business when you invest in it, it walks, it crawls, it walks, it runs, right? So it's a proven model, and we're in the market and we're growing at 200%. Like, I talk about my sports league the same way I would be talking about trinkets and trinkets. You know what I mean? Like, because I think that's the way women's sports needs to be looked at sometimes, is it needs to be seen as a business opportunity. And there's not many firsts in sport. Yeah. And this is going to be a first, and then it's going to change the face of how we look at women and how we look at sports. But you're right. I know this game. I love this game. This is what I do.
Yes.
You know?
So there's a word that you use in your bio. When I read this word, I said, oh, this is my sister right here. You call yourself a disruptor. And a disruptor, and this is my own definition, so this ain't Webster. So a disruptor is saying, wait a minute, we need to stop this right here, because I need you to take a focus right here, because we need to break the pattern of what's over on the other side of that. We got to disrupt it. We got to break it up. And so you are a disruptor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like, so there's a lot of things that we don't address in sport that need to be addressed, which is why I call myself a disruptor. How can most of the participants in professional sports be people of color, but our leagues and our businesses are not founded and operated by people of color? People of color are receiving less funding in the world of sport. It's not adding up. So when I call myself a disruptor, I'm a disruptor in that, yes, I am a black woman. I'm a black woman in football. I am an LGBTQ woman. I'm a queer woman. And I stand proudly as that. I'm a mother. I'm an aunt. Like, you can be all those things, yes, and still be valued as a founder in this business. So that's who I am. That's why I'm a disruptor.
Yes. And listen, I'm here for it all day long.
Yeah.
Now, it's interesting because you have been often called the Belichick of women's football. And while I get the compliment of that just because he's successful, you know, it's just someone, we're always looking for someone to compare to. So when there's no one who hasn't done it before, the very thing that we're looking for is who can we point to say, oh, she or he or they are like that. And we are in our own right who we are simply, and who we are is good enough and it's valuable, to your point of what you were just saying. But there's no comparison to what any of us will ever do, because there's only one of us.
I receive that.
So I appreciate the comparison because of his track record. I really do. So it's not a knock against his accomplishments, nor is it taking away the compliment of what that means, why someone would call you that. I just found it striking. I'm like, you know what? But she's her. And her body of work speaks for itself. And while what Bill Belichick does is, you know, he's Hall of Fame. We know that about him. She is a trailblazer. She is a pioneer. So there is no comparison. So she is the model. She is the example. And that's in this space where women are stepping up, and now there's an appetite for women in football and just women in general. You know, now it's time to take off that lens of comparison and create space and leave room for women to just simply shine. I don't need you to point to somebody else to say, this is me, this, you know, or this is what that is. No, this is just simply what it is.
You know, I receive that because, and I think that's I always try to figure out where I learned in the day. And this is a learning moment for me. Like, I receive that because the thing that I'm up against, I'm gonna just speak about me. The
Yes.
thing that I'm up against is, this is the entertainment business, right? Like, a lot of people get it confused. This is the entertainment business.
Yes.
And it can come and go real fast. And when we're out there selling women's tackle football, when we're selling me, because when you sell a business, you sell a founder.
Yes.
A lot of people who have the resources see risk. And in order for them to handle risk, they need something to compare it to. It's like a financial model. If you look at something and you try to model it and it doesn't align with the base financial model, you can be like, what? Like, this doesn't match. Like, where's your EBITDA? Like, where's your bottom line? Where's your top line? This just doesn't match. So sometimes you try and speak the language to avoid risk and get people to see you, right? And it takes comparison sometimes for people to just see me and not be afraid and not be worrying about the marketability because they don't know how. Don't worry, you ain't got to know how, because I know how. That's why I'm here. I'm good. I got you. But like, to get in the room sometimes.
Yes.
But I receive that, and I'm gonna take that with
Yeah,
me.
100%. Now, you mentioned you're a mom.
Yes.
What would you like your child to say about you?
That I was there when they needed me. You know, I think that's the biggest thing. I've been blessed to be a mother, a caregiver, an aunt to a lot of people. And I think the one thing I want to be for folks is there. My mother always says, if you want to show, always said, rest in peace, always said, if you want to show somebody you love them, show up for them. And that stuck with me as a young girl. You can do a lot of stuff, but if you say, come get me from the airport, who gonna come get you? Somebody that love you.
Yeah.
You say, hey, I gotta move on Friday. Oh, girl, it's Thursday. I gotta move. I gotta get out of here. Somebody who gonna come help you move?
Yeah.
Somebody that love you. So I think I would want them to say I was there for them when they needed me.
Yeah, because love is an action word. Love is an action word. And so if there's no action behind the word, then the sentiment does not apply at the end of the day. So I love that. So in this segment, it's called I'm Bringing Her to the Table with Me. And it is your opportunity to give another woman verbal flowers, for you know you would not be where you are without her fingerprint on your life.
Ooh-wee, there is a lot of those. Can I have two? Like, ooh-wee. I got a whole sisterhood. Like,
You know what
there's
I
my
love about-
wife, you know. This is my best friend group, my crew. Meek Lisa and Kay. You know, there's a whole crew. That's what you saying, one woman. You trying to get me in trouble. My sister, like... no, you know what? I'm gonna pick somebody from like a career-oriented standpoint, so I don't get in trouble. See what I'm saying? But there is somebody who has been a rock by my side, having my back since I started this football journey. And her name is Keisha Spain. And she's a dear friend of mine. And I started as a running back and she played linebacker. So she was one of the old schools. Like, the longer the sport goes, the more the girls get, right? Because you move towards professionalism. Like, I look at some of the players now and I'm like, look at y'all's uniforms. Yeah. Like, oh, girl, your cleats match your whole jersey, girl. Like, your
You got
helmet is
swag.
new. Excuse me. But like, the evolution of a thing means that you want more for the people that are coming after
Absolutely.
you. And we've gone through this journey together, and she has been nothing but supportive to me. A friend, a partner, a business partner. when I think I'm gonna fall, she's the one person besides my wife or my other friends that I can call and be like, OJ, like I pour all the way into my cup. And so I think when you talk about giving someone flowers, Kay is what we all call her, is the most loyal, intelligent person that I could think about who has supported me on this journey and would never, ever, ever step in front of this microphone. Wants to do it and just wants to be the base to your like cheer stands.
Yes.
That's all she wants to be.
Yeah.
So I'd say Kay.
And we need K's in our life.
We do.
We really do need K's in our life. So Odessa, is there anything that we did not talk about in our conversation that you would like to share with our listening audience?
I think the biggest thing for me is as women's sports grows, in particular women's football, don't put women in a box. You know, I think the evolution of sport means that there are going to be a lot of things that you don't understand. And I think it's a microcosm of the conversation we just had. If it doesn't look the way you want it to look, the first thing you have is fear. Fear of your way is going to change. Fear of the things you had before are going to go away. If women play tackle football, then that must mean that it's not for men. What? Like, huh? No. So I just think open your mind and your heart to the idea that women playing tackle football at the professional level and making a living wage to do so is an evolution of woman. It is an evolution of sport, and it is a beautiful thing. It means that she is getting an opportunity to wake up and be something else that she thought she could never be. And so I want to leave people with that when you see something that might be different or you see something growing massively and you're just trying to place it, maybe don't try to place it, just appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's enough room for everybody to shine. Absolutely. Enough room. One of our guests, Alvina Alston, she said something that I thought was pretty powerful. She said, stop trying to fit in, fit out. And when you take the approach in life where you're comfortable, one, in your own skin, and you're just comfortable with what it is that you desire to pursue and you have passion about, and you just keep working it. You just keep working it and working it until it manifests into what it needs to be for you to find the success that you want. And then when you're able to have your Ks and you have those people who are believing in you and are willing to cheer you on to the finish line, we can get so much further. But it does take a community. So I can dream as much as I want. I can believe as much as I want. I still need a community around me that's going to support me with the resources, with the knowledge and information and understanding required for me to be successful in what it is that I'm looking to pursue.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And as a coach, I just tell people, be proud of what you walked in as and be proud of what you walked out as.
Yes.
And that's what I try to do. I try to give that to everyone that's around me.
Yes. So where can people find you?
They can find me at WNFC Football on all socials, and they can find us at WNFCfootball.com. Myself, I'm OJ the Juice 3. But no, seriously, follow all at WNFC Football. If you support WNFC, you support me.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful movement. That's what we call it. It's a movement. It's not a business. These women are for real.
Yeah.
But it's a movement. Follow me there. Show support there, and that's how you can show me love.
Wonderful. So, Odessa, I'm so grateful that you took some time to stay a while with me at the In Her Words table, and just know you are welcome anytime.
Thank you. It was amazing. I love this. Thank you. Seriously.
Thank you.